Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into Network Live TV, where we're going to talk about how to increase your networking efforts locally, nationally, or internationally, as well as discuss things that will help you up your game online. We are here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. I am your host, Sabrina Watson, founder of NetworkLiveVirtually.com, where you can grow your business through creating live virtual relationships all over the globe. Our meetings and membership are totally free, so don't miss your chance to network and build relationships with amazing people, like the ones that are here today. Want to make sure that our audience knows this about building their brand. And there she is.
Yes,
who's coming?
For one quick second, I was like, oh, about to take over, but you're back.
I left?
Yes.
Oh my God, blab. Just want to let our audience know that we are looking for people who are absolutely serious about building their brand and their businesses while establishing their authority and creating a larger circle of influence. So if that's you, we're looking for you to become a host on NetworkLiveVirtually.com. So please reach out. I want to introduce my co-host, everybody, Miss Wendy Manganaro. She is here with me every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. She is the founder of Social Abundance Marketing. She helps frustrated, heart-centered entrepreneurs attract, resonate, and engage with their social media community so that they can feel more productive and stress-free. Before Wendy started coaching, she was a social media strategist for such companies as Baby's Badass Burgers and Source for Teachers. Currently, she enjoys working with entrepreneurs and businesses nationally and internationally. As a natural problem solver and people connector, Wendy's clients can expect a fresh perspective on their social media strategy and implementation. And for those of you that are wondering, yes, I'm a client. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Ladies, what is going on?
Well, we were yesterday and today are just tech difficulties. We're going to chalk it up. I was like, all right, just walk away. Everybody just walk away. Because
I wonder what the deal is with Blab. What do you think?
I just think they're doing updates like Facebook was yesterday. I was in Power Editor all day, and half of my Power Editor was coming up. And I was like, yep, not going to work. I'm going to walk away and see what this looks like tomorrow.
Really?
That's the advice I give to everybody when they're frustrated with technology. Don't stay there. It's probably not you. It's the technology. So walk away. And I was like, I should probably follow my own advice and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got to get my morning fresh OJ down, you guys. Remember, I live in Florida. Fresh orange juice every morning, fresh squeezed. Here's to you.
Here's my. I don't even know what cup this is, but it matched my bag, so I grabbed it.
High quality protein. I'm with you there.
Yep.
What do you got in that, Pat?
Oh, if I told you, no, never mind. This is a.
You told me you'd have to kill me, right?
No, yeah, right. This is a high quality protein shake. I have turned my life around with vitamins, nutrition, and feel much better. So I noticed it keeps me sustained, happy, full, and on my game. So that's cool. Every little bit of that helps.
Well, let me introduce Miss Sara Basloe to everybody. I'm a client of hers as well. I'm a client of a lot of people's, actually. What was that, Wendy?
I like to share the love.
I like to share the love. So Sara Basloe is a recovering corporate exec who is a work-from-home networking and marketing professional building her send-out cards business and helping others do the same for the past 11 years. She is also a business coach working with her team and other distributors in network marketing from around the world. Sara loves to travel and has been to 56 countries on her quest to visit 100 and experience their customs and lifestyles. She's a skilled problem solver, and she is a bottomless well of resources and ideas who helps her team focus on their goals. Her work focuses on helping business owners enjoy life, feel fulfilled, and increase their bottom line. Good morning, Sara.
Hello.
Where do you hail to us from today?
Costa Rica.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Costa
Beautiful
Rica
day.
to see her, too, I want you to know.
Awesome.
Just as soon as I can.
Yeah,
But my flight card is full. That's just like crazy when you start planning that you got stuff to do. All of a sudden you're like, okay, that month's got a flight in it. That month's got a flight in it. That month's got a flight in it. And I have children who are in the service who get deployed, and they're like, so there's only one free babysitter, right?
Oh no. Yes,
Oh.
that's you.
Yeah, so it's cheaper for mom to fly in. You know, I've had to go for as long as 60 days.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll have to figure it out. We'll have next year then. We'll
It might
get you
be
on
next year. I don't know,
flight.
Sarah.
The flight path.
I'm booked through like October or November right now. Every single month, I got a flight booked going somewhere. So, Sarah, tell us all about send out cards. What is it? What do you do? Tell us all about it.
So send out cards is a relationship building tool. Most companies do not spend a lot of time recognizing the business that they get from their customers. And it's just a huge plus for those that do. Often there's people who are looking for someone. Yes, there you go. Thanks, Sabrina. There's people that are looking for a service, and they may have had it done 3 years ago, and they want to use the same person, but they can't remember who it is. So they go look for someone new. And like realtors do a great job with staying in touch with their customers or clients, because they know that on average, someone will sell their house or buy a new house every 5 years. And that applies to all of us. You know, we have customers that are repeat business, and we just want to stay in touch with them and let them know that we really care. So it's gratitude and appreciation marketing.
I got to tell you, I absolutely love these. And this is actually a send out card that I received. And you can see it makes it look like a beautiful little handwritten note inside. And then on the back is Miss Sarah. And actually, she's not the first send out card I've received. So I believe it or not, I save them. They give me a little smile every day.
Yes. Yeah, it's great. You can put your own pictures in it. Oh my God, I have so many cards here I was going to show. But what I love are the ones at Christmas time. You know, people just load up pictures of themselves and their families. It's just really fun to see what's going on in people's lives. So, yeah. Send out cards.
Yeah, you can load up all kinds of fun photos. They'll also let you send out gift cards, you guys. They'll send out gift cards for you as well in your send out card.
You can send out gift cards to American Express and wow, I want to say Barnes and Noble, Target, actually, Walmart. I think there's a restaurant card, but it just makes it so easy to send a gift to someone. But they also have a full gift catalog, they have some wonderful gifts and great gifts that just fit like right into. Oh God, I had it right here. They have these keys that say success on them, or love, or dream. But it's just great. You can send out gifts right from your office. But here's a sample of someone who sent a card. This was from Vanessa and her husband for holidays. All pictures of her family. You get to get a little insight into someone's life. Yeah, it's really fun.
I want to take a minute just to. It says Kat says, Wendy, can you put the direct link to this blab in chat so I can go to full page right now, just watching from your main blab page? What does she mean, Wendy? Because there's something there Kat knows that I don't know about blab.
There you go.
Cool.
So
she's watching from my account page.
And so can she see it all from your account page or not? What can you see, Kat?
It's probably a smaller version of it on my account page. So I gave her the link.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to ask her when she gets back in here.
Yeah, I think that's what she means. She probably sees it as one of the pieces, one of the shows. It probably is the same on yours too. But if you switch over to it, I wouldn't do that right now so we don't lose anybody. Yeah. We got it working.
This is my first time on Blab. I don't want to get lost.
And that's the problem with Blab. Boy, you can get lost easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me introduce Pat, you guys, and then we can just get into a little bit of chit chat. And Pat can tell us a little bit about what she's got going on. That's my friend Pat Rogue. She is the Rockstar Transformation Coach. She shares tips, tricks, and life lessons for success. Earn big money and success sharing what you love, and growing your tribe. She's an award-winning marketer, keynote speaker, and transformation coach. Pat Rogue just released her first book on Amazon called Rock Your Golf, and a second is in pre-launch. She teaches entrepreneurs and sales professionals how to attract and engage their ideal collaborators by building their personal brand, including how to put their best foot forward with her proprietary Rock on Success 90-day game plan and coaching system. Tell us about that book, Pat, Rock Your Golf. What's the scoop?
Look, I'm a big girl. I'm a publisher. It's so exciting. It's funny. Today is June 10th, and I just, you know how Facebook gives you your memory flashback? 1 year ago, I'm going to grab something. 1 second. 1 year ago, I manifested a workshop. When I turned 50, I had a meltdown, and my best friend went in the snow, dug up a box of rocks. Sorry, I got to grab this. I should have thought of this. And created this. Look at this box of rocks. So she dug in the snow and pulled up 50 rocks and painted them gold and put 50 things that are special about me. Can you see? There's all, one says sincere, hardworking, enjoys life. One says bitchy. It's all about me. And I was in the middle of a total meltdown, and I started writing a blog on LinkedIn called 50 Rocks Life Lessons for Success. And I would ponder what one says. So this one says plays golf, which is part of my love. And I started putting the post out, and people started calling, and all of a sudden I started getting speaking engagements. And 1 year ago today, I was at Konica Minolta. You see this poster? They put they built this brand for me and put it in every bathroom, elevator, cafeteria. My face was plastered all over the building. And on June 10th of last year, I did a program called Step Forward for Women. It was supposed to be 100 women. It was 150 people, men, women, and 8,500 people around the globe plugged into the workshop. Isn't that cool? And when I stood there, I said, yes, and I have a coaching system, and I have a book, journaling program being built. And today, I have a coaching system, and I have published my first book. And the second one is in production, and the third one is coming. So I teach people how to use the laws of attraction. First of all, to figure out your gifts. My box says 50 rocks, and so do you. And I literally do a talk where I help people figure out what makes them special, what makes them shine. Because if you think about it, there's a million coaches, a million social media people, a million marketers, a million direct sales. We're all a commodity. So there is definitely something special, Sara, Wendy, Sabrina, and everyone on, about you and what makes you special. Why do they want to do business with you? Right? So my marketing has really transformed into helping people figure out their heart and their soul and what makes them shine, and then how to figure out who their ideal clients are, and then how to clone them. Because if you had 10 of your absolute ideal clients, wouldn't life be A, a heck of a lot more fun, and B, you'd be making a heck of a lot more money, and C, you'd stop running around and chasing people all the time because you'd be attracting them. So I've built out a system. It's called Rock on Success. RockOnSuccess.com. My new Twitter handle is Rock on Success, which I just realized this is still using my old one, but maybe somebody could help me figure out how to switch to the correct Twitter handle. But in any event, I help people rock their business and their life, and I use golf as one of my favorite things I learned how to do just a few years ago. And here, look at this. Am I cheesy or what? Yesterday I was in a golf outing, and I actually won this little trophy. I feel like a 9-year-old and little junior Boilermaker football cheerleader with my trophy, but I won an award closest to the pin at a golf outing, and it was so much fun. I can't tell you how excited I am. I have it on my kitchen table for my family to see when they get home. So it's about, I use golf as one of my networking tools, but I love helping people learn how to rock the room, rock their networking. So thank you for having me, because this virtual networking is very cool, and I'm a big Sabrina fan, and I'm happy to be here with you.
That is very cool, by the way.
Hey.
Sabrina's talking and nobody's hearing.
Yeah, I didn't hear Sabrina's. I saw her lips move.
I saw her lips moving too. No talking, Sabrina.
I hear Sara and I hear Wendy.
Yes, yes.
I want to tell you that while Sabrina's getting her stuff on. So the coach that I worked with for a little over a year, she's since passed with from breast cancer, but I did all that type of fabulous stream. Do you know who Marsha Weeder is? Have you ever heard of her?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
She coached with Marsha Weeder, my coach. And so, and I had met Marsha a couple times at eWomen Network, but I love what you're doing because it's all about what she taught me for a year and a half before she passed away. So now I have a show. That's my show that I do on Blab once a week. And now on Blab is that I talk to people who are passionate about what they're doing and they made their dreams into a reality because they manifested, and teaching other people how to do that when they're on the show. Sabrina, are you there? I see you. I see you. No voice, though.
No.
You want to come back in? No,
Not yet.
You were fine before. Sarah, what you're doing with the send out cards, actually, I just wanted to applaud you and compliment you. I had heard about them. I'd been exposed to it. I do a lot with golf professionals and in the golf world, and one of the golf pros actually sent me one as a thank you follow-up, and he sends out tips and tricks on a regular basis, so that might be a good use. I'm sure you probably suggest for your clients so people can use it as kind of an ongoing communications tool, not even necessarily just a one-time thank you, but a way to kind of keep people updated, and they're high quality, they're gorgeous. So I think that's a great idea. So thank you for sharing that, Sarah.
Yeah, you're welcome, Pat. And the system does have a way to do that. There's something called a campaign function, and you can actually schedule, like you design the cards. So you put 4 or 5 or 12 cards into a campaign, and you tell the system how to schedule it. You can send your customers without you even touching them again, like every 2
You're back.
or 3 months if you want, or once a month. It makes it really easy, and I think that's a brilliant idea. The way
Cool.
he uses.
Thanks, Sarah. That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, and you're really creative, Pat. I love your. The
Can I tell you
pieces
something
of
funny?
Your marketing.
Rocky was my
together.
favorite movie when I was a kid. My father's name is Rocky. My father-in-law's name was Rocky. My son's middle name is Rocky. I've always talked about Rock Solid Foundation and Rock Your World and Rock Your Success. My married name is Roque, and guess what? That means rock in Spanish.
That's really funny.
It's just crazy. So my companies, I started my business in '88, so I'm called the Business Boomer. So I was 24 years old, a little baby in diapers. And so I've had that brand forever, but I went to Lisa Sasevich Speak to Sell training, and we were in the middle of this brainstorm, and I kept saying, something feels disconnected. I feel this change happening, and I was like in the middle of my quantum leap, right in the middle of this workshop. And we had a networking program that night, and a bunch of the women got together and helped me think out loud. And they named me the Rockstar Transformation Coach. They're like, you went from rock bottom to rock star, and you help people do that. So sometimes this networking, people step up and step into your life. I believe there's no coincidence that we're all here meeting each other today. And I believe that we're drawn as a magnet to each other in the right way. And you've got to kind of honor that vibration and honor that and let people help you find what's unique and special, because we don't always see it. I don't know if you go through these things yourselves, but some days we beat ourselves up and we, you get tired and frustrated. And networking, like what Sabrina with setting up this system, is amazing because you pull energy from other people, and it helps you see things you don't always see in yourself. I said that's the joy of coaching, the joy of networking, and the joy of being in really cool groups like this one. So I totally thank you for including me.
What's your favorite rock that you got out of your 50?
Oh, well, I kind of have to say my plays golf. It changes every day. I've got one that says good cheesecake because I make cheesecakes, and I actually, my son is a video editor in college, and he is working with me they recorded that program, and we're turning it into a training program where we actually go through. So when I speak, For example, at that corporate event, I interviewed 5 of their team members, and I find out what's going on with, it's not about me, it's about you. So I find out what's going on in a group or in an organization, and then I pull out the rocks based on their team or their audience's needs, challenges. You know, it's pain or promise, right? What's the biggest problem that's stopping them from growth, or what's something that's really ready to skyrocket and they want to jump on it. And I pull out the rock and I talk about, you know, this one says generous, and one of their challenges was everybody wanted to be a giver, but people were afraid to ask for help. So I spoke about being a generous giver and an excellent receiver. So I use the storytelling. It's not about me ever. It's about using the rocks as a conduit to serving other people and helping them find out how to get to their next best move. One says bitchy, one says shy. They're really funny. They're not all these glowing, you know, they're not all perfect. One says naive, and I didn't understand that. I thought, I'm not naive. And then I thought, well, sometimes maybe I am. Right? So it's fun. It's a fun exercise. And one of my sister's mother-in-law turned 80. So what we did was we did a family exercise, and we did 80 rocks for Mimi. And we sat one day and brainstormed. And I have to tell you, you would think that 80 is a hard number, but when we put it on a piece of paper and just started all sitting around a table saying we love her, what's special about her, we came up with 120.
That's awesome.
So we had to fight back to get to 80. And then I spray painted the rocks, and we made the gift, and we presented her on our 8. We weren't allowed to bring gifts. So I figured that doesn't count because it's rocks. Wow. So it's all it is a metaphor for you thinking about, for yourself and for those around you, for your coaching clients, for your friends, for your clients, your colleagues, why you, why me, why us together, what's special about you. And it's not about talking about me or yourself. It's about how do you help other people shine. That's it.
You are so creative. Yeah, it's just great to hear you bubbling over.
I finally figured it out. I'm 52. It took a little while.
Really fun.
Better late than
never. Boy, Blab is up today.
It's neat that you have that because so when I met my coach, it was after I had been. I don't know if any of you have heard of eWomen Network, and it's national, but they have different sections, and so I was really, really involved in South Jersey, and I had moved to Louisville, felt very lost here, and I was still in a business partnership, and it was just not feeling right. But anyway, I decided to, because I don't like to fly, everybody will know this, I'm going to Guatemala in July. It's the first time I've been on the plane in 15 years, so everybody just say good thoughts for me because this is so out of my comfort zone. But I love to drive. But I drove from Louisville to New Jersey, saw all my friends, saw my coach that was not my coach, went back to Louisville and all the way to Texas to the national convention. I saw Lisa Savovich that weekend, Lisa Nichols, and Marsha Weeder was there. Like everybody was there at this one event, and Sandra Yancey, who runs eWomen, and it drove all the way back. Saw the person who was going to be my coach, and she was there the whole weekend with me. This was really, really funny. She was there the whole weekend with me. Never said anything about it, and we were standing at an event that I went to in New Jersey prior to coming back to Louisville, and I said, maybe I should have you coach me. She had just been like I was like, well, maybe I should do this. And so it was through that journey, and sometimes that's what happens is it's not necessarily the event, it's the journey of getting to that. And I ended up leaving my partnership and starting my own business 2 weeks over. And I would have never done that if I had never left my comfort zone of going. So, which is so true for, I think, life in general. So bravo to you to getting out of your comfort zone and doing this. And I think that's awesome.
Do you think that I think that God taps. I think things happen. If you think about major transformational moments, I was working at an ad agency back when I was a young pup, and I had a car accident on a Saturday and Thanksgiving sunny day and put my head through a windshield. Back in the days when seatbelts were just not, people smoked cigarettes and didn't wear seatbelts and all those good things we did. And I had a car accident and I wasn't well enough to go back to work, and my boss said hang a shingle, and that's when I started Business Boomers. It was through total coincidence. When I started to play golf, it was because I had a ski accident and I figured I'm going to give up that vice. It's just not worth it to me, but I need something else to go travel and spend money and get outside. What else could I do? And so I found golf by accident. I think God taps, and you need to pay attention to those moments. And when stuff hits the fan, when it hits the fan, or when you're feeling that rumble of discomfort, excellence happens when you're in your discomfort zone, right? So comfort and average and okay, when you're just kind of sailing along, is the enemy of outrageous excellence, because people don't move when things are just humming along in that nice little la, 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 la. Nothing's broken. We don't have to fix it. So we don't have to work too hard. We don't have to think too hard. We don't have to get too crazy. We're kind of not with our back against the wall. And, you know, life is not a straight line. It's not a straight line up. It's not a straight line down. And it's not a straight flat line either. It's an ebb and flow kind of a thing, right? So it's those moments of odd, strange moments. You've got to listen for God tapping, and you've just got to be open and put yourself. And by the way, I was just with someone from eWomen. Was it Gloria Cirilli, by any chance, that you were talking about, Wendy? Or is there someone else you were talking about? Because I'm in New Jersey, and I was just with women yesterday from the organization.
Oh, really? That's really
yeah.
Isn't that funny? So my coach was Sean Stevenson. She's since passed away. She was one of their premier coaches.
Okay,
and
cool.
Her whole thing was crazy. She had gone to, she coached me, and in the midst of that, she decided to move to Arizona after she had gotten her master's. And, but what happened was she got to her, she was going to do her commencement, and she said, I love it here. I'm going to move to Sedona. She gave away everything except bought a new car, packed what she could in the car, and traveled across. And she came and stayed with me in Louisville on the way out. 2 weeks after she got there, and she knew she was supposed to go there because every place she went to had blue robin eggs. And so she found her apartment there and everything. She got there and she was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 weeks later. From that point on, 6 months before she passed away, she had moved to a completely different place, did not know anybody, and she did not spend if she had 3 hours alone in between people coming to see her. I mean, from around the world. People came from literally around the world.
Wow.
And I was really lucky. I got to go take the journey out there, and I took my son, and it was amazing. We went through one of her chemo treatments with her, and I spent a week and a half with her. But what really was neat is right at the end, she really wanted to go to this conference in Florida. Her doctor happened to be one of the guest speakers and had an extra ticket and brought her to the conference.
Same.
And all of our friends got together, not me because I don't fly, but the people who do, gave her mileage, and that was her last. And she called me up. She's like, I'm going to this conference, and it's all paid for. And I was like, of course it is. It's you. It's just, but that's what she emanated from the way she lived and everything. She was just everything, and all the way to the time that she died was just grace. And
oh, that's great. God bless. That is wonderful. And I'm glad you carry her spirit with you. So that's so cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, very heartfelt.
Miss Tennille is trying to get our attention. Miss Tennille, what's happening? Also, I got a message, you guys. Maybe the audience can help, from Wendy. She says, I'm on your blab, but 2 of the 4 people I can't hear or see. It says something about a firewall. Anybody know anything about that?
Oh, if she has a firewall, then a firewall is from her own system. It depends on what she's calling in from, I would imagine. Firewalls are usually computer-based, and if she's coming from a company or
Try Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome is usually.
Right.
Well, why would she be able to see 2?
I don't know. But I would log out and make sure she's trying it on Chrome, see if that helps.
Did you hear that, Wendy? Log out and make sure you're on Chrome. I'm sure she's on Chrome because she's been on my lab, so she knows. So, She says she is on Chrome. Okay. Well, I don't know that. I also want to let you guys know that I've got us going on Facebook Live too. You know me, Wendy.
Oh, I love it. How are you doing that? I'll do it too. How do you do that?
I'm
holding my phone with my hand. So.
Literally. Okay, cool.
So quiet. I was wondering why you were so quiet. All right. So Pat, what you do is are you going to do it from your personal page or Facebook page?
Sorry, I'm not sure what you said.
Oh, look. Do you want to laugh? I got a new iPhone, and instead of that chick, I have my iPhone sound like it's Adam Scott. I have an Aussie male voice that speaks to me, so I always pretend it's Adam Scott the golfer talking. It's so much fun.
Switch to him.
Isn't that funny?
He's like, I'm calling you Jeff. Your name is Jeff, and Siri argues with him. He's like, you can't change my name. My name is Siri, and Siri, my name will be. We go through this all the time. He loves having him say that.
Okay, Facebook Live dumped me.
Oh, no.
It dumped me after I got 17 minutes, 50 seconds, and then it dumped me. But I don't have it on my personal page. Somebody's going to have to help me.
I got it right now. There we go.
Oh, I have it on my, no, I don't have it on my personal page. I still don't have, somebody's
We're
going to
on
help me.
Can I tell you a funny story? This is what I did. I teach a class. Everything I teach now is rock this, rock that. Rock your business and your life, rock on success. I did a program called Union County Business Women Rock. And it is, if the freeholders of one of my counties in New Jersey put together this expo. We had 250 people. And I was sitting watching this wonderful freeholder named Linda Carter. I was so impressed. One of those people you just meet and automatically feel. She was like, I love you. And I was telling her the same thing. On the first hour we met each other, I don't know why, but we had that definite connection. So I learned how to do Facebook Live while I was sitting in the seat, and I filmed her. And then the next speaker came up, and it was a woman from the Food Network, and Food Bank, I should say. So she told her story of how she got involved in her nonprofit, and it was very touching, and I filmed it. And then I went into my session, which was called Rock the Room, Overcoming Your Fear of Networking. And I was teaching that. And I said, okay, everybody, let's learn together. Let's pull out our phones. And I had everybody pull out their phone. And together we figured out how to do Facebook Live. And while I did the workshop, the people in the seats did Facebook Live of the workshop. And I had about 250 additional people being able to watch and participate in the Rock the Room program because we had Facebook Live. And then the other piece of it was we went around the room and I teach people how to make an authentic, figure out your gifts and do your authentic introduction. And we went around and had people stand up and practice how to introduce themselves, how to ask for connections, etc. And some of the folks who actually were standing up and participating, and when they participate, guess what? I bring a bunch of painted rocks and my Sharpie pens, and they get to make a rock as my thank you gift, and I autograph it for them.
Oh, how cool.
Right? And I gave them a book and I autographed it.
Oh my
But
God.
the point is, when you use the Facebook Live, people were then able to go back. Now I can share it as training and share it as part of my, my artillery of content that I now have. But the participants were able to go back and watch their introductions. And one of the women was very sweet, but she had the problem of verbal vomit. I don't know if you guys like or hate that language, but it's an example I use of when you're trying to introduce yourself.
True.
Verbal vomit. Isn't it great? I should get some props for verbal
I use
vomit.
that
Come
too.
on.
I like that.
Here's your
Seriously.
People like that.
Right? So I was teaching about verbal vomit, and one of the women who was new in sales happened to give her introduction and kind of went into the verbal vomit. And we very politely stopped her. We let her go for a while, and then I stopped her, and we shared a learning together in the nicest of ways of why we would think about some other ways we might be able to do it, etc. And she actually got back to me afterward and said, thank God we did the Facebook Live, because talking about the verbal vomit and then letting her see it through the Facebook Live recording, which we would have never otherwise had, gave her the ability to learn from her mistake and practice, and now she feels much more confident and better, and thank you so much. That was priceless. So free tool, didn't cost anything. We all learned, so we weren't looking for perfection. So I guess imperfect starts, right? Imperfect attempt is okay.
How long were you able to run the Facebook Live for?
Oh, it ran about, if I could say, it was about 40 minutes.
Yeah, see, the longest one I've ever gotten was the one I got today at 17 and a half minutes.
Yeah, I think that's an internet connection thing, Sabrina, though, because you should be able to do longer. You should be able to do up to an hour or longer if you wanted to.
Yeah, because it keeps dropping me, even on sometimes just short ones. But so that may be an internet connection issue, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Wendy says, I can see you and Wendy, and then she says, yay, I refreshed and I'm in. Okay, so Wendy's in. Hi, Wendy. I'm glad that you're in and getting to see everybody. Sabrina, you might be overloading your Wi-Fi. Oh, I'm sure my shitty Wi-Fi is overloaded. I have no doubt about that.
How do you really feel?
In fact, since I have Bright House down in Florida, and they just merged with some other company, and since they merged my Wi-Fi, well, actually, I don't even use Wi-Fi. I have my computers plugged into my router. But it still drops every couple hours, drops me out. So I called them and I was absolutely furious and I handled it absolutely all wrong. So of course nothing got fixed because I was losing my mind, screaming and hollering. And they said, maybe you should upgrade to a business internet. And I said, well, why would I do that if I can't get a laptop on?
Right. Technology.
Don't even get me started. I'm like, I'm already paying you for internet, dude. You don't even provide me with internet, and now you want me to pay extra to make it work. Anyway, so that's how that call went down. So consequently, I didn't get anything fixed, and that was my own fault. And
so we are not alone in the suffering.
You have to have a partner that is a computer techie person.
I am the techie person.
Yeah, but my husband works for AT&T, and God help him the days the internet goes down. My poor husband. I'm like, really? And he's like, I don't run the company. But he does. He fixes all my internet problems. I'm like, I don't even try. I'm like, you need to fix this. And it goes in his hands.
Oh, my God. So I just want to remind all of our viewers and anybody who watches our replays that one of the reasons that we're here is to invite you all to join us at networklivevirtually.com. We have several networking groups a week that run. So you get the opportunity to actually just not meet 4 people like you are today. You get to meet however many people are in the room. We actually do exchange contact information. It is live with audio and video. And there is always some kind of small business building presentation. I'm sure that there are people that would love to have Pat. I saw Kat already reach out I saw Kat reach out to Pat. Kat reach out to Pat.
Say that 10 times fast.
I can't say that 10 times fast. And Pat and Sarah. I can't say that either. Anyway, Kat Sturt says you guys need little monopods to hold those phones for you. And I'm going to invent something today for my mono.
I have a selfie stick. I just don't know where it is. I bet you I can hook that up. But
your selfie stick won't hold your phone the right direction. With Facebook, it has to go like this, right?
Yeah, but you can turn it so it can.
Well, yeah, but then you'd have to hold your selfie stick out here like this, right?
I don't know. I was going to have my husband connect it to a wall. Well, I'm telling you, not my areas. I need you to do this.
I got an arm right here. I'll see if I can figure out.
Selfie sticks are great.
Well, the whole thing about trying not to make people nauseous with the Facebook Live as the camera's blopping around. So that was one of the parts I found a little bit interesting. But more people said thank you and were happy with it than complained. And I figure you get what you pay for. So if you're going to complain, don't bother. But embrace it, man. Find something good. I'm a positive person. I try to be as best I can. And
me too.
Find something that works, people. Get your ass out. Stop complaining. And if you don't love it, come up with a better way. But this was something easy peasy, right? So what was the worst that was going to happen? People didn't love it, or it was not the most professional. It's not supposed to be a professional video recording. It is a Facebook Live. So get with it. That's what it is. It is what it is, but we can still learn from it.
And
so have fun.
I love you. So here's the thing with Facebook Live, and this is the truth of it. I'm not being that I do social media. I don't think everything is for everybody, and I think that some things you can just not think things through, and that's okay. I mean, that's what part of finding out who you are. saying that most people don't watch Facebook Live. They actually watch it in the record later. And so I think it's great use, not necessarily unless you plan it and all that stuff, but I think it's a good use to say, here's what I've done. It's really, especially when you're using it in groups like that and they can see, you know, things like verbal vomit and stuff like that, where they watch back later and they go, oh, I could have done that a little bit better. I could have changed this. And I think that or if it's really great information and you want to share bits of it later or the whole thing, I think that's great too. But I think most people watch Facebook Live, not live, and that's okay because at least you have it. I just think it's really, for me, it's just fun to be on Blab and live at the same time because I think I think that we all need to make technology work for what we need it for, and this is one of the ways that you can do that. And
Absolutely.
that has to get it together and make a platform like Blab on their live so that we could just do that there because that's where everybody else is anyway.
It's so great that we can all just be connected. You know, the fact that this technology, like I am not a tech freak here, but just the fact that I'm in Costa Rica and I'm sitting here on a Friday morning talking to all you guys, I think it's just amazing. You know, 10 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do this. And like this new Blab beta, it's fabulous. Fabulous.
Well, I met Sabrina through
having
social.
tea with your friends.
Oh, sorry, the overlap. I met Sabrina through Social Media Manager School, and I get on the Blab with Andrea and Phyllis, and they always wear hats. So I go and pull out all my crazy hats and jump on the Blab. It's fun. I mean, you can't take yourself too seriously. There's a lot of serious.
Did you go to their school?
Yeah.
Is it? You did? Oh, I get their mailings all the time. Very interesting.
And I have flown and met with friends from SMMS in London and Europe. I've had friends from overseas come here, and I actually had one of them, Liz and I and Kate Honish were on the billboard in Times Square. I got us on a billboard in Times Square. I mean, it's really cool. We've built the resources. So it's a lot of fun and trying new things. And again, I'm not super techie either. So if I find something simple that works, it doesn't have to work perfectly. It just has to be better than before. And I, don't profess to be perfect. So I guess that's part of it, is helping people embrace kind of the authentic, natural parts of it. I'm not all spit and polish and shiny. I'm not perfect. None of us are. And that's okay. But if an hour, I always say when I start the workshops, an hour with me will change your life forever. And you get a good chuckle out of that line. But it's about not trying to resonate and not trying to be perfect for everyone. It's about finding your authentic connection and hopefully touching each other's lives and having, if you walk away with one special nugget, and I've learned something from all three of you already today, my time was well spent. Never mind the new friends I just made in the right sidebar and people that want to connect. So keep your networking goals very realistic and actually small, right? So I walk away with, if you get one good idea and meet one or two new people that you actually follow up with and build a relationship with, isn't that better? I always say than trying to be the business card whore that runs around. And I actually teach people that too. Throw in your card at everybody. Here's what I do. Right? And then
so true.
Crazy.
Pat, you were talking about the verbal vomit, so I'm going to tell you that the person who throws their card around, we have a name for it too, and it's called the pigeon syndrome. Fly by, drop your shit and keep going.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to quote you, Sabrina.
That is so true.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I think I was sharing with Sabrina one time. I was at a networking group for National Association of Women Business Owners. If some of you don't know about that group, you really should check them out. They're great. But anyway, I was at a networking program, and this woman came, kind of got herself into this group of about 10 people, didn't say a word, but just handed out a card to each person, and then walked away. And it was like, all of us stood there and we're like, really? That's how you connect? She obviously was out of her comfort zone and doing what she could, but it was just so sad. It's almost like she shouldn't have even been there because it just wouldn't have made a difference.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this has been my experience, is that people that do that are either one, taught to hard sell, so they don't know anything else because they've been taught to it, or they just have not been taught to network, which I find more cases than that. And it's not even network. They haven't taught to build relationships. Because my whole thing is, I will gladly do business with somebody. I will gladly recommend somebody, but I want to have a relationship and know who they are first before I do that, because it's my name on the line if I'm connecting and networking. And so that's my big thing, is that I think it's really important. It's not about, who's going to get the first sale. It's more about who's going to build that relationship so that it's meaningful, and so that the person who you're saying, yes, here's the person I'm referring.
But Wendy,
absolutely, Wendy, it's that whole thing about know, like, and trust.
Right.
How do you know someone if they hand you a card and then walk away? How do you know who they are? And are they responsible? Would they back up with their, service they're giving you, whether it's a product or a service? But yeah, you need to communicate.
Well,
and it does take training.
All the social media sites now are constantly blasting the build a relationship stuff. And I got to tell you, I'm in groups of people that are constantly blasting the build a relationship stuff. And I go to a local live group. I have seen some of those very same people at local live groups flying through the room just like a pigeon. And I know they've been told.
Really?
Right, but see, and I think there's so I'm in a networking group here, and it's much smaller. They don't have e-women here, and I really wish they did. I was thinking about running it and decided that wasn't for me at the time. Local chapter here, but here's what I've learned is that I can walk into the room, because I go there month after month, and I know who is selling. And I really, at this point, it's almost to the point where I can see who's selling out of fear and lack, and so they have to be more predominant in the way they do it. And then I can also see who's there to build relationships and understand. But what my job always is to be the example of how to build relationships, which means showing up to everything. That's one of the biggest things is that you don't show up, it's hard to build relationships. And when I was at E-Women Network, Marilyn Kleinberg, she'll be a guest on my show later, but anyway, she used to run the E-Women Network in South Jersey, and she said to me one day, and I didn't even realize it was 1 year to the date I joined, and I had been to 52 meetings. And you know what? It was the best way, because I saw all my clients in one room. I always was there, and everybody knew who I was. And so it was really, really important, because it was client relationship, it was customer service, and it was building, and they could trust and know that I would always be there. And that was my word about being there. And I think that's just as important about relationship building than anything else, is just showing up and being that example constantly, despite what other people are doing about how to do it the right way.
Right. I went to an event yesterday, and I met a couple of people, and the one said, I'm a coach. And then she proceeded to basically tell everybody what they were doing wrong, like while they were standing there. But it didn't come quite across, I think, probably the way in her heart she may have intended, but it was very corrective, and it was not a welcomed suggestion. So maybe sometimes the timing of how we help other people, your networking, all you want to do is make enough of a connection to be able to have a private conversation. It's not about trying to monopolize a conversation in the middle of that moment. And then the other person, I asked her what she did, and literally just started to talk and never took a breath and never asked a question and never interjected and didn't incorporate anyone else around the table. And I thought to myself, oh boy, that's interesting, because it's two-way, isn't it? It's supposed to be a conversation, which means you speak, I speak, and it's not necessarily tit for tat, one for one, but I would rather hear you speak and prompt you with some intriguing questions and learn about you, and then understand kind of who you are and where you're coming from, and see where we can kind of connect from there. I don't want to hear myself babble. It's not even that it's boring. It's just not appropriate, and it's not a way to grow. So a little bit about you, a little bit about me, enough to pique interest and figure out if there's some type of connection. And again, it's not even about what can you do for me. It's about how can I serve you? So who are you I always ask, who are you trying to attract? Who's your ideal referral? Who might I be able to connect you with? So that's right, being a go-giver versus a taker all the time.
The other side of that, and this is what I find, and you can let me all know, is that getting them to that point, because a lot of it is that they don't know. And the other side of that network,
all right, yeah.
And they say things like everybody's my client. Everybody's my, and it's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. There's another side of that is teaching people, of exactly what you're speaking about maybe this is not everybody, and I see it on a broad spectrum. I see people who say everybody's my client because I can save them money. Not everybody's interested in that. They're just not. I know that's a thought process. Everybody's my client because they have a body part. Nope, that doesn't necessarily mean anything either. Mm-hmm. So it's really, I think on the other side of that is that not only is it being present, showing by example, but going through the steps. And for me, I just always put that back to that there's a fear that if they turn down somebody, they're not going to. And instead of attracting who they want, they're just attracting who's there. And that's a totally different atmosphere. And those clients usually don't work out well. And you'll hear about the horror story of it later because,
Right. It's a quantity versus a quality play, number one. I don't want to serve everybody.
Right.
And you use the example of, in school, it used to be use the example of Coke. Coke was trying to kind of mass sell to the world, to all ages, blah, blah, blah. But do you have a Coca-Cola budget? No. You really want to take your time, your energy. Why not work with people you actually like?
Yes.
That you like to serve. And if you ever feel those days or those moments when you're in the zone, when you're really in your zone, how you physically feel from the inside out, it just oozes. It really does. And when you're struggling, and sometimes you try, and I'm all about persistence and perseverance and trying again and not getting frustrated when things don't work, because it's not supposed to work all the time. We're supposed to learn from that. But really about helping you get your story down. So when we go to these networking, I'll give you a quick example. I've got a chamber of commerce in my area, and every third Thursday they do a round robin networking, and you go to the meeting, about 150 people show up, high quality people, I would say, and you get 90 seconds. So you go around a table, you're going to meet 18 other people at a minimum during the sit down part, because you're on the table, right, on each table once. So the trick is, don't sit with the people that you went there with. If you brought a guest, split up from your guests. When you get to introduce your guest at the beginning, make sure you have the story of them and who they should deserve to meet, so that when you say their name, also give their little commercial for them, because you can. Mm-hmm. And then use your 90 seconds, have it well planned out. This is who I am. This is who I serve. I'm in this because this is how people feel when I help them. I teach them this, who else might benefit? Because it's not if it's you, it's who do you know that? And plan for the 90 seconds. They tell you in advance it's going to be, in that instance, 90 seconds. And some people talk for 12 seconds and then they start looking around. And some people talk for 10 minutes as if they actually, they're just not conscious. And in those moments, they were given the complete and utter rundown of how to be prepared for, just like Sabrina did a great job of helping us, how to be prepared. When you plan to go out and network, find out who's going to be at the meeting. Try to pick a couple of people, whether it's the presenter or whether it's other people in the room that you would like to get to know. You only want to go places that there's a purpose and a reason and somebody that you hopefully will both benefit from the relationship. Otherwise, why are you going to go network anyway? Stay home and get your work done.
Yeah,
right?
agree.
So do the pre-homework, have your sound bites done and planned out and rehearsed, so that they don't sound rehearsed when you have to actually say them. And understand the format of the venue or the networking you're about to take place in, because each one has kind of a different flavor and feel, and they're not all comfortable for all of us. Some people like those little intimate 10 people in a meeting kinds of networking, and some people, like, you could throw me in a room with 1,000 people. I have fun. It doesn't, it's your personality and your goals. And that, to me, is networking with heart, is being intentional right? Who I am, who I'm trying to accomplish, where I'm going to network, and then spend your energy and your time and plan it out on your calendar so you're around the people who you deserve and they deserve to be around you.
Ladies,
And otherwise, stay back and get
There's-
your work done. Because I would rather network than get some of my other work done, but I need to sit butt in chair and get some of this stuff done too.
all right,
Right?
ladies, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
absolutely.
Can you hear me?
There's a great book
Can
that
you
I
hear
think
me?
addresses this, what you're talking about, Pat, and it's called Hanging Out for a
Can
Living.
you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought
So
I was.
there's this book called Hanging Out for a Living, and it's by a gentleman named Mark Herdering. And it talks about being clear on who you are, he calls them your golden egg, your golden goose, and your grandma goose, and it's just really easy to identify like where you're going, who you want to meet, why you want to meet them, and what you want to accomplish, and how you can be of service. It's great book. Check it
Should
out.
want to put it right in the chat comments then, maybe, if you don't mind.
Ladies, I
Sure.
was just going to say, if you would like to round up your links, please, so that you can put them in the chat box so that people are here, have the ability to reach out and connect with you in whatever way they would like. On the heels of that, I do want to let everybody know that I offer a Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I have a private group that meets. We study a product by Danny Johnson called Gems Mastery.
Oh, yeah.
It's a personality system that's perhaps the simplest guide to understanding human beings. You shatter myths about human behavior, and Danny Johnson actually does our teaching, and she empowers you to find harmony and common ground with anyone. It's an in-depth program that gives you easy handles and practical application tips for using GEMS methodology in business and everyday life. So if anyone is interested in hooking up with our group, like I said, we meet on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is a free group. And what we practice is this type of recognizing certain personality types and learning how to speak to those types. So we review videos, we have workbooks, and we also practice on each other and guests that we bring in to allow us to practice on them. We have that, like I said, is Monday nights, 8 p.m. So PM me for anybody who would like to get involved in that. In addition to that, of course, I want to invite everybody to join our live networking groups at networklivevirtually.com. There, we have several that meet a week. We meet on Zoom, so we do have live audio and video. There's the link in the chat box. We have a networking style presentation, short presentation of about 20 minutes, followed by live virtual networking like we were just talking about with Pat. You get that 90 seconds to introduce yourself. We actually exchange contact information and encourage you to reach out and make connections with others. We've got about 1,000 registered users currently in over a dozen countries. So while our events today are a lot of fun every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there is only room for 4 seats here on Blab, and we have room for 50 seats on Zoom, although, of course, we never fill that many up, but that's what we do. So, ladies, did you get an opportunity to put your links in there?
I just did. Thank you very much.
All right, and I'm going to real quickly give everybody my Facebook link, which is where I live, frankly, so you want to find me, you can find me on Facebook. Half the time, I don't even know where this thing is. In fact, sometimes I have to go to the car and find it because well, look, somebody called. Anyway, I don't even know. Most of the time, I don't know where that thing is. I can guarantee you can find me on Facebook. So if you have questions about virtual networking, you have questions about my Monday night group, or any of the presentations that happens on our group, please feel free to reach out to me. Reach out to others that you've met here. We want to encourage that. And, of course, I want to thank our guests today, Sara Basloe and Pat Rogue, ladies, both of which have put their information in the chat, and my Friday co-host, Wendy Manganaro, who I'm meeting with again soon. As soon as I get my head wrapped around whatever it is we're going to do. All right, ladies, do you have any last minute tips or tricks that you would like to share with our audience before we pause our recording? Sara.
I would just say approach people with appreciation and gratitude, and build those relationships and let them know that you care.
Miss Pat.
I would say you deserve to grow your business without selling your soul or losing your mind. So stop chasing, start attracting, be authentic and focused. Stop trying to be everything, everywhere to everyone, and just honor your why and your gifts and have fun with that.
Thanks, Miss Pat. Miss Wendy, you can sign us off, my dear friend.
All right. So my quick advice is that as much as you attract offline, you can attract online by knowing who and where your target market is. You cannot know that unless you ask them. That's my tip for today.
Oh, I got to tell you guys, that is so true. In one of my sessions with Wendy, she sent me some survey questions, and I actually started surveying people. And I kept saying, what am I going to find? And she said, well, you're going to find some common denominator things. And I'm thinking, yeah, sure I am. Well, you know, she was 100% right. And I found a bunch of common denominator things. And I found information that I didn't even know. You know, that I was like, oh, I was totally clueless about. So, yeah, when you want to work on finding that ideal audience, go ask them. Good advice by Wendy. Good advice by Pat. Good advice by Sarah. Thanks, ladies, for being here. Let's wave goodbye. I'm going to stop our recording.
Thanks for having me.
Rock on.